Wait.
Move the chair.
What? Oh. Yeah. So, my first question is, do you feel there's anything significant that I've missed out that I could have included?
No, it all looks. You look at all the points that people could do after university, like obviously apprenticeships, jobs, something else can include.
I don't think that it appeals as much to the older range, like the 23, 24, like the ones that have already finished uni and probably will, by this point have a job. Obviously, like if they don't have a job, then it does. But to any of your target audience that have a job, I don't feel that it might appeal to them. So I don't know, maybe something.
So should I like lower the target audience a bit, like 16 to 20?
No, make it more appealing to 24-year-olds.
So I don't know.
If you can, I guess.
So
I don't know, maybe a way to move through a job. So like even if they're starting and they're just sales assistants people, maybe to be able to move up to being like a sales manager quicker or something like that. Maybe just looking into that or something.
See what people do after uni.
see what people do after uni. So like maybe graduate schemes as well. Looking
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a concern. I think this is already very, very broad. I don't think it's nailed down clearly as to what it is going to be inside 5 minutes.
So could I make it like a bit longer? Maybe 8 minutes. 10
I think I could give you 8 minutes, but I don't think you'd be able to cover everything that you're talking about in there. I don't think you're nailed down on what it is that you're actually looking at. And I think it's really, really important that you focus. I know what your topic is, but I don't think you know what's actually going into this documentary at the moment. I think you've got lots of ideas, but I think when I was looking at some of them yesterday, Jagvir, don't smile. When I was looking at other people's ideas yesterday, they seem to have a much clearer idea of all the elements that are going to go in there. And I'm not sure if you do know exactly what's going in there at the moment. You need to nail that down really clearly. We'll get back to your questions in a minute, but I just want to throw a few questions at you. For Mr. Rushworth first, he wrote, a lot of voluntary works and apprenticeships are getting a lot of bad press at the moment. They're being misused. The government are looking to introduce measures to curb the exploitation of their workers. That's something you should definitely look into. All options seem to be either retail jobs or apprenticeships. They're not especially exciting jobs. So why not look at what the police offer or what the fire offer? Mr. Rushworth worked at a casino for a long time and he said they have a lot of opportunities for young people there. What other jobs can you get into without a degree? And I think those are things which you need to think about. The other thing is that you need to make it very clear when you have your reenactment, you need to have somewhere a graphic saying that it is a dramatisation, otherwise you would fall foul of the Ofcom guidelines.
Okay.
If I was you, I would pick 2 or 3 clear areas that you're going to stick down on and just stick to them. What's your opinion on this? What's your angle?
The angle. It's just having a brief insight into
that's not an angle. Your angle is the opinion that you're going to be displaying through your documentary. What is your opinion on this issue?
There's other options after university. Not after
That's the point that you're making. What's your opinion on university?
It's not a necessity.
Okay.
It's not required.
You need to say that all the way through your documentary, and you need to be emphasising that.
Yeah.
You also said that you're going to have lots of people saying, "Are you going to uni?" and saying you're going to say no.
Yeah, quite a few of them.
That's misrepresenting the truth. Because if you go and speak to say 20 people and 15 of them say no and 5 of them say yes, 15 of them say yes, 5 of them say no, and then you include 5 that say no and 1 that says yes, you're really misrepresenting the truth there. Again, that would fall foul of Ofcom's guidelines. I don't think that's very clear. Is it best to start with a teacher? Because in your running order you had Mr. Bull there and you said you're going to start with him. I think that's quite dry personally. I think you need something more exciting to start it off. Where in here as well do you outline the government policies?
I don't.
Why?
Because I'm just looking for the options, not really the government's inside.
But the government, when you're talking about apprenticeships,
Yeah.
the government also do have regulations on young workers because there's an 18 to 21 minimum wage.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of stuff which the government actually does do. You need a lot more facts and a lot more policy in this idea. Also, you need more of a journey. This has to be following you. I don't feel like at the moment you're going to be involved in this enough as a character. This has to be about your journey. So why you've got somebody else waiting for a job interview, I don't know, because it should be you. Outro, what street are you going to be doing this on? Where? Also, the only interviews you've got confirmed are people from this class. I don't think you should be interviewing people from this class, really.
Like interviewees?
Yeah.
I've only got one person.
That's the only person you've got confirmed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you said when you were up there presenting yesterday, you said I've got Amni, because shrugged and laughed and said because he's a student.
He was only
Yeah, but when you were explaining why he's in your documentary,
Yeah.
you said, and Amni shrugged, laughed because he's a student. I don't think you've really thought about this very much at all at the moment.
just carry on.
You can carry on, yeah.
Do you feel my documentary will have the right level of formality? So, being informal, do you think it's going to be able to connect to the audience, target audience?
I think you should have some informal in it as well.
Some formal bits.
Informality, yeah, because obviously the informality will.
Oh, it's going to be too boring.
I think like with the interviews of certain people, they should be formal because you wouldn't like when you're speaking to Mr. Ball or whoever the teacher is.
The people in high status people, you'll make it formal, but then
Especially
obviously, like teenagers.
When you're giving across like facts and that, if it's informal, people might not take it seriously. Like if you're actually trying to give someone a serious piece of information, but how you're giving it across, if it's informal, then they might just look at it and go, well, he's just laughing, mucking around. It's not necessarily true or anything. But if that bit's put across formally, they might take that, like the serious bit's actually serious, if you know what I mean. Then you can have a laugh with the rest of it to make them enjoy it, if you know what I mean.
Do you feel a fast pace, looking through all the options, is like the best approach for this documentary?
No.
No.
So each bit should be equal.
You want to like
one
talk
bit
about
fast.
why should they choose that option? You don't want to make it so that people that can't see it and don't know why.
Because you've got different things going on. Like you've got the jobs and whatever uni and that.
Yeah.
You need to like slow it down so everyone can see you're talking about three different things.
And how are you going to link these things together?
It's just going to be me looking through the options.
But how are you going to link them? How are you literally going to get from one bit to another bit?
I introduce it
What do you mean introduce it? How?
through the presenter.
Where?
Back to the bit, back to where we started.
I don't think that's very effective.
Will you just like have like you like looking through like papers or like think or looking in the internet and thinking, let me try this one, and you go talk about it and then you do that again and look at other options and then you go look at that. So
So pretend like I'm kind of discovering things on the
Yeah.
way.
I think that's a better idea,
So
yeah.
like researching about it and then let me go try this and see how this is.
Could all, like when you're talking about uni, start outside of a uni and do it, and then you walk into the uni. Even if you don't have any other clips of you in the uni or whatever, it's just clear you've gone into that uni and then you're in that section, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. So in terms of viability, the technical viability I went through, commercial and the practical. Do you feel this video will be a success?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does everything seem alright? Like,
To me,
in terms of
Yeah,